Hey, I'm Jordan Blizzard Planet. Imagine this, a world, this isn't my Planit Butter ring habit, made of sparkly peanut butter. I fused my love for peanut butter with my existence and created Planit Butter, the peanut butter dimension of art and philosophy. The I in Planit is for Intucentric, leading with intuition, prioritizing self-control and self-expression in the best interest of all. Every episode is designed to provoke consciousness through entertaining perspectives and applied philosophy. Each week, we explore new ways of applying Planit Butter's lens to modern society. Expect societal reflections, perspective dancing, story time, and guest episodes where we visit other worlds. Thanks for joining our 78th episode, where we'll continue to relate Planit Butter's philosophy to Earth's current society. As always, email me any questions you have about your world or Planit Butter's life philosophy. Life approach, philosophy. It's all the same, really. myplanettoyours@gmail.com. Today, we're going to give a little love to egocentric, because what we always talk about is Intu-centric. Intu-centricism, Planit Butter's philosophy. Intu-centric is the embodiment of Planit Butter's philosophy. It's leading with our intuition, prioritizing self-control and self-expression in the best interest of all. So what is egocentric? Egocentric is unconscious and not in the best interest of all. And it's multidimensional, just like everything else on this magical little earth. So I wanted to talk it through and see what we come up with. One part of it is that in Intucentric, your healthy ego, egocentric is really the unhealthy ego. In that, I think the key part is that it's unconscious. So what people commonly think of as egocentric as being self-absorbed and self-centered, and yeah, we'll leave it at that. It is, but so is Intucentric. Okay, Intucentric and egocentric are both self-absorbed, self-centered. However, egocentric is unconscious while Intucentric is conscious. So the difference in the focus of self is that when we are consciously focused on ourselves, the default, as per the universe, is in the best interest of all. And now I don't know why that is. It just is. Because when we're conscious, we prioritize self-control and self-expression, we become happier, simply, and have more love to give, or are willing to give. We all have the same love to give, but some of us are better at expressing it because we are more conscious and have more self-control and express ourselves more, which defaults to more love to give to the world. While egocentric does not give that same level of love. Egocentric is unconscious. So it's people stuck in societally conditioned minds. And what's so interesting about this to me is that sometimes, now, like I said, it's multidimensional. So there's a lot of layers here. And I'm just going to talk it out. I stopped preparing or really over preparing for the show because I think it's more beneficial when we can do it together. I talk things out. You guys receive it. I keep writing about it. And then you guys get the more cohesive writing as well. So we do it together. So in the egocentric, multidimensional way of existing, it's quite interesting because there are people who are egocentric who think they are doing what is in the best interest of all, and they're actually not. Because they could be doing something that's perceived by society as good, like in their work or something, but they might be miserable. And if you're miserable but producing good work, then it's not really in the best interest of all. You might be creating some good in the world, but it's not in the best interest of all if you're miserable. It's just not. And then so I met this guy at a cafe the other day who is quite the traveler. And this dude was telling me about some tribe he met somewhere in Indonesia, funny enough, that lives it's like the closest form to it's as primal as of a society that he's seen exist in all of his travels and whatever. And he was sharing this with me in response to reading a little snippet from the book. And I found myself saying, well, they are also egocentric because our awareness is a gift. And so I hear that there's a tribe that is very, it's like they're in the best interest of their tribe, not the world, their tribe. And they don't even know that they have an option to practice self-control and self-expression. There's a lack of education. I'm fortunate enough to have had an expansive education, we'll call it. And I find it really valuable to consider that egocentric is this spectrum of possibility, of conditioning. It's simply conditioning. It's the conditioned mind. Egocentric is the conditioned mind, period. So when I say Eastern philosophy says no ego, Western philosophy is driven by ego, Planit Butter's philosophy is take responsibility for your ego, there's really just the understanding of choosing to have awareness of the self, because we are humans and that is our luxury, is our ego. So to take being egocentric and actually give more love and awareness to it is the becoming of Intu-centric, because then by default of prioritizing listening to your intuition and responding to it allows you to practice self-control and self-expression, because your intuition is in your best interest and therefore society's best interest. Then we can more likely understand and consider that this egocentric way of being is simply the conditioned mind from Planit Butter's perspective, rather than this negatively connotated idea of what egocentric is. I'm having a second thought layered happening where I'm like laughing at myself for putting myself on the spot with these things and making myself make it up. So it's like, you're wild. I'm like, I'll do it. It's fine. She's so funny. So when we can remove that negative connotation of ego of egocentric, and that's kind of the point, really. Okay, here we go. We're on to something, guys. So Intucentric is really just reframing. It's a perspective dance of being egocentric, because egocentric has that negative connotation in general, and it is also unconscious. So Intucentric is the perspective dance. So we're going to boogie over here to Planit Butter and understand that they're equal in a sense if we don't apply judgment to them. However, Intucentric is in the best interest of all, which is, if we judge it, better than egocentric. Like Intucentric, good. Egocentric, not good from a judgment standpoint. And if we don't judge it and we don't have the connotations, then we can simply say egocentric is unconscious, Intucentric is conscious. And the goal here, Planit Butter's goal, is to make people more conscious, which is why that tribe existing, a lot of people in Western societies would glorify that and be like, that's so amazing and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, for sure, that's cool, but it's actually not, this is touchy. I wouldn't call it amazing. Is it cool? Totally. But are they, they don't even know they have the option to fully express themselves. So it's not that cool. Like, Western society, like I said, driven by ego. So it's almost like taken for granted, this sense of self. While then Eastern philosophy also takes it for granted. Oh, we don't have an ego. Like, yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But the choice, like, that's the thing. Okay. Our ego is our luxury. So to have awareness that we even have the ability to have a sense of self is a luxury. Western and Eastern, generally speaking, take it for granted, okay? While somebody like that tribe I just learned about, they don't take it for granted because they don't know about it. They don't even have the awareness of having awareness to that extent, which becomes by default egocentric. Not the negative connotation, not the driven by, not taken for granted. Egocentric being unconscious and conditioned. So, of course, people in a tribe are entirely conditioned to be whatever way their tribe is raising them to be. They're all about the tribe. They're all for each other and about each other and protecting each other and whatever. But if we gave them the tools, even this book, and maybe some peanut butter to match, my very special peanut butter, Planit Butter Nutter, I bet that tribe would show up a bit differently. And that's what I think is so cool. When he told me this about the tribe, it was in response to that phrase of me saying in the book, Eastern philosophy says no ego, Western philosophy is driven by ego, Planit Butter's philosophy says take responsibility for your ego. Boom. He says, oh, well, there's this tribe. And I'm like, yeah, okay, egocentric. Because how cool would it be to be able to be the person to inform these people that actually look at what you can do. Self-control, self-expression, intuition will tell you. But they don't know about it, it seems, from what he shared. And so, egocentric is unconscious and not in the best interest of all. Because when you are not choosing to be aware of your sense of self, then it is not in the best interest of all, because humans I go in circles because, guys, the difference between us and every other species is our ego. don't take it for granted. Fuck. Like, let's go, guys. There's so much to do, so much to see, so much to express. Put yourself on the spot in front of a camera. By the way, we're in Essaouira, Morocco. It's not as sexy as it sounds, I'll be honest, but it is super cute, super cool. The food's amazing. Very windy. Cool beach. I walked to the other end of the beach today. Camels everywhere. Horses everywhere. Also, masculine energy here is pretty aggressive. Kind of annoying. I don't like having my guard up like that. Oh, food's delicious. And all these little walkways are super cute. We're having fun. We're also out of here tomorrow. We're going to Spain. Intuition said Spain. And then I was drawn to this cafe, and it was like, I ordered an omelet called the Andalusia omelet. And I didn't realize that until I turned my head and I saw this sign that said Andalusia, Spain. And I was like, wait, I just ordered the Andalusia omelet. That says Andalusia, Spain. Spain has been popping in. Are we going to Andalusia? And then obviously the answer was like, yeah, probably, but let's sit on it. So I sat on it and I started to do a little bit of research. And based on my priorities, which priorities are equal to boundaries, we just did a full pivot. We narrowed it to 2 places in Andalusia. And I go to look at the map and I go zoom in on the 2 places because I was going to see how I felt by looking at the places on the map. And at the first one that I zoomed in on, tears started to come out of my face. And I was like, why the fuck am I crying right now? It's so crazy. And the song Crazy Love by Van Morrison was playing in the cafe that I was in. And I was like, are we about to fall in love in Spain? Probably. So funny. So we're going to Spain. We're in Essaouira. España. Here I come, baby. So yeah, talk about being conscious. Intu-centric. It's the awareness that we have not being taken for granted. Intu-centric. Leading with intuition while prioritizing self-control and self-expression in the best interest of all. Egocentric. Unconscious. Not in the best interest of all. Not a bad thing, just they don't know. So we want them to know. Help them. Don't be mean to these people. They don't know. They don't know. People use ego as like an insult. It's like, don't do that, guys. All right. So actually, let's end this with Planit Butter's article from this week called Article Vomit, because I started to write 4 different articles and they all sort of kind of had to do with each other and I didn't want to weave them together. And I was like, it's an art piece. 4, it's a collage. Like, I treat my words as the art that they are. That's it. So I made an article vomit. Science is cool, but our intuition already knows. We use science to prove what we innately understand. Trust is leading with intuition before there's proof. Believing is seeing. Subconscious and intuition are best friends. Discernment is the referee. We more naturally lead with intuition when we prioritize self-control and self-expression. Self-control equals self-respect. Self-expression equals optimized through respect. When we act from self-prioritization, expression becomes alignment. Crossing paths with the same people in new places isn't as crazy as most people think. Earth is small. Alignment is precise. Everything is synchronized. Crossing paths with strangers makes as little sense as crossing paths with lovers. Saying something is a coincidence makes as little sense as saying something isn't a coincidence. And it doesn't make sense. If we consider our simplest form of existence to be movement, then we can more easily consider the way humans commonly or frequently perceive and pursue travel is limiting. I don't believe there's a person who does not feel called, urged, or desire to go to other places on Earth. As energy balls part of this universe, a lack of movement with the uni, with Earth, on Earth, is resistance. Therefore, egocentric, unconscious, and not in the best interest of all. Energy is motion. Humans are motion. Go on. And I'm not going to read you the last bit because that's for paying subscribers. All right, guys. This has been fun. Thank you, Essaouira. Very fun. Very sexy name. Not as sexy of a place. But super cute, super fun, super mysterious, great food. Yay! Let's one more page read. A random page read. Ready? Ooh. Believing is seeing. People often label things as delusional when they are actually incredible, rare, wild, or far out. Delusion, our actualizer. Seeing is believing is a lame excuse for humans choosing to live less consciously. Egocentric. Really? You need something to be tangible or visible to believe it to be true or real? Your entire existence is a physical expression of your intangible emotional experiences. Believing is seeing is Planit Butter's language for a self-fulfilling prophecy, particularly as it relates to the self-control and self-expression aspect of being Intu-centric, who we believe ourselves to be and actualizing it. I'm going to stop there. Thanks for visiting Planit Butter, my world made of peanut butter, where I hopefully inspire you to think critically, creatively, and optimistically approach life by leading with our intuition while we prioritize self-control and self-expression in the best interest of all. Keep listening. We'll get there together. I don't know where, but we'll get there. It's not easy, but we can choose to make it fun. From my planet to yours, Blizzard. Jordan, Blizzard, Planet. Where are we? I was going to say ciao, but that's not it. So many countries. Bye.